Alright, here we are with SPS Week 6. We were going up against the Ascended Apom and Fatty Jones. We played him last season and we beat him. But I'm pretty sure he didn't really need the win. Like at that point, he had already secured like the number 2 seed for the playoffs. So this is a win that we both kind of would like to have going into kind of like the second half of the season. Um, yeah. So anyway, if you can, I guess you probably would tell already. My team has changed up a little bit. Made a few transactions. Basically, I just saw Tornadus Therian, and I'm like, wouldn't it be so cool to have Dragopolt and Tornadus Therian on the same team? That'd be crazy. So I switched up a few things. Basically, just turned a Tangrowth into a Tangela. I devolved it, um, and kind of got rid of Hitmonlee because I wasn't really using it that much. Um, Got rid of Mega Pidgeot to upgrade to Tornadus, which is why I had to downgrade the Hitmonlee to Electivire and Tangrowth to Tangela. And then finally I picked up Mega Heracross, replacing Xurkitree, because Xurkitree was another mon that I just wasn't figuring out how to use quickly enough. So, but yeah, he also made a few transactions right before this game. So he's got a Hatterene, which we've already prepped for. We didn't play. I don't think he brought it when we played. I forget actually who had it, but yeah, we got to prep for Hatterene again. He also picked up Mega Pidgeot. He had Mega Gardevoir before. Picked up Mega Pidgeot. So yeah. Also got a Melmetal, which is really annoying to deal with. Real pain in the ass for my team specifically. I don't have many switch-ins to that mon, and the few switch-ins that I do have just take Earthquakes not very well. So anyway, let's get right into my team. First off, I have the Dragopolt, which is a Lumberry Dragopolt. I have enough speed for, looks like Infernape. Because I'm not really speed creeping Mega Pidgeot, I don't think he'll run max speed. And if I run max, or if I speed creep a max speed Mega Pidgeot, I'm losing a lot of EVs when I just don't think it's necessary. I think he'll bring a modest Pidgeot. Also, I tried to clean up my speed tiers, but I really didn't. It still goes from 121 down to all the way down to 95, which is a little bit better, but still kind of meh. So yeah. Anyway, we have got the Dragon Dance, Dragon Darts, Phantom Force, and Fire Blast. I feel like running a Dragon Dance set. I haven't really done much with Polt lately, so might as well try to sweep him somehow. I got to get a few things weakened. I got to get Melmetal weakened to about half health. I got to get Donphan weakened a little bit. I got to get I guess I got to get Vaporeon weakened a little bit. I have Lumberry in case he tries to like toxic me with Vaporeon, or if he gets a Scald Burn, that'll be annoying. He could also try to Will-O-Wisp me with Rotom, because otherwise Rotom can't really do much to me. Unless he wants to go for like a trick, which could be a thing. But yeah, here's the poll. Obviously, we want as much investment into special attack as we can after we run max attack, because I do want that Fire Blast hitting as hard as possible, pretty much. So, next Pokemon is Mini Hoarders, the Tangela. Tangela. It's physically defensive with Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb, and Knockoff. We also beat Hatterene, so we can Sludge Bomb that. We can also Sludge Bomb Rotom, which we resist pretty well. Again, he could trick me, which would be annoying, but that's okay. That's okay. Sleep Powder, Leech. Sleep Powder is just nice to put things to sleep. Again, his only switch into Sleep Powder or Leech Seed would be Rotom, which I can just Sludge Bomb, which is why that's there. But we do have to scout for a trick set because I really don't want to lose my EV line on this mon. And then Knockoff's just nice for knocking off items. I didn't really need Grass Stab or anything like that. This Pokemon's attack stat is very low, so I didn't feel like running Earthquake. Does it even get Earthquake? I don't even know. Even if it gets it, it doesn't. So it doesn't really get much for Melmetal. Okay, it doesn't get anything from Melmetal, but I do outspeed it. So if I am able to like switch into a double Iron Bash or something, and then I'm able to go for the Leech Seed or the Sleep Powder, whatever I want to do, so that he can't set up a sub. Probably Leech Seed is more likely in that case because Not only do I want to get health back, but I don't want to miss a sleep powder as he subs. That'd be bad. But if I do switch in as he gets a sub up, that could be very dangerous because I can't break a sub, so I'll have to switch back out. So yeah, that's that. Next up we have Ire here with the Rocky helmet and Intimidate. Parting Shot, Knockoff, Fire Punch, and Toxic. I wanted a Toxic user, even though I'm not really going to be staying in against Vaporeon, but maybe if I can catch a switch into it, I can go for a Toxic, which would be pretty nice. I have enough defense investment so that I can not get too KO'd by an Adamant no boosting item Earthquake. So like if he's a Assault Vest, Max Attack Adamant, he has a 1.2% chance of 2 KOing me with Earthquake. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to get 2 KO by Earthquake. And I mean, even if I did, it's whatever. He just gotta outplay me at that point. Because if he goes for double Iron Bash, we have the Rocky Helmet, he's gonna lose a third of his health immediately, which would be great. And then the next time that happens, he'll probably want to change moves. He'll probably want to go for the Earthquake that time. In which case, I could maybe stay in depending on who I have in, and then go from there. So. As the Incineroar set, this thing is mainly here for the Hatterene, basically. I mean, and I guess the Mega Pidgeot, but yeah, Mega Pidgeot is kind of an issue for this team because my only resistances to it are going to be Copperajah and Electivire. Copperajah gets hit really hard with Heat Wave, also doesn't have the best matchup against my opponent, and Electivire is just kind of the same. Like, I don't want to bring it this week. I could bring an AV set, but I don't know. That kind of, it doesn't give me what I need. Like, I guess I'll explain it later. But anyway, we have next up we have Blurs, which is our Mega Heracross Close Combat Bullet Knockoff Substitute. Speed creeping Rotom Mo, I suppose. I think Bullet is really nice for Donphan. Just get an immediate, 125 base power, 100% accurate move there with the skill link from the Bullet Seed, which turns into 250 power because it's super effective. So unless he's like fully physically defensive, he's not gonna take that. Unless I get like a bunch of minerals. I'm actually pretty sure it's supposed to be like 70 to 80% if he's max phys def. So he'll take one, but substitutes there so that I can kind of like if I'm in against Melmetal, I can just go for a substitute. So I'm not too sure what he brings in. Knockoff is kind of a keep safe in case he does bring the Dusclops. I want to be able to hit that Pokemon. I can also substitute up against that Pokemon easily. Well, not really easily, but because he's probably going to bring either Poltergeist or Nightshade. But if I sub up as he goes for Will-O-Wisp, that's a good position for me. And I can just knock off and do some decent damage. I think close combat hits basically everything else. So, yeah, I debated Rock Blast just because it hits Armaldo and Mega Pidgeot, but nah. Next up we have the Diggersby, who is also speed creep. Let me just make sure this is their speed creeping. Yeah, okay. They're both for 212, which is for the Rotom with a little bit of speed in it. I always like to make sure I'm outspeeding a Pokemon with a little bit extra than I need, just in case they decide to put a little bit in speed. Predicting my speed creep or whatever. We got Diggersby here. Choice Banded, because, I mean, he doesn't have the best Earthquake switch-ins. He's got Rotom and Pidgeot, and that's it. And they both get hit really hard with Ice Punch. Quick Attack is nice for priority, and then, of course, U-Turn is just U-Turn. So, that's great. We'll probably lead with this Pokemon, if anything. Or this next one, which is Tornadus. This was originally an Assault Vest set, and Incineroar was Galarian Weezing, but I changed it because I needed something a little bit. Well, I really wanted Incineroar because if I bring Galarian Weezing instead of Incineroar, my entire team dies to Double Iron Bash, abandoned Double Iron Bash. So can't be having that. But yeah, we have Defog. Since we changed the Incineroar, or since we changed the Weezing to Incineroar, we lost our hazard removal. So I changed this Tornadus to Defog, a Boots Defog set, because he has a few rockers. Does Melmetal get it? I don't know if Melmetal gets it, but Donphan's an incredibly reliable rocker, so in my opinion. So we'll definitely want to bring some kind of removal for that. It's also a rapid spinner, so it's not like we can depend on him running defog because we really can't, and we don't even have hazards to set up in the first place. So yeah, defog U-turn, air slash, and I changed sludge wave to heat wave because it hits Melmetal, and I really want to get damage off on the Melmetal if I can. Hopefully, if we predict a switch, sludge wave is really only nice for Rotomo and Hatterene, but since I'd rather have a move for Melmetal than Hatterene in this case, because Incineroar is pretty nice for Hatterene. So that's the team. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to cut to the battle right here. A win would be really nice here. I don't want to go 3-3. That would be quite obnoxious for me because I feel like we started so well and then we kind of just slowed down a little bit. But yeah, so I'll cut to the battle here. Wish me luck, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, here we are with the battle. As you can see, my opponent brought the Rotomo, Melmetal, Drapion, Regidrago, Donphan, and Dusclops. So, as you can see, I changed one Pokemon. I changed Tornadus to... Actually, wait, did I change? No, yeah, I only changed one. I changed the Tornadus to the Weezing, the Boots Tornadus. I felt like... well, I was actually fine with the team, and then the last mock battle I did, I realized I was incredibly weak to Regidrago, and I was very spam. Well, I was very vulnerable to just a Choice Scarfed Dragon's Energy from the Regidrago if I didn't have an immunity on my team. In fact, I kind of just lose to it as long as he kind of plays around my Diggersby's quick attack. So, because of that, I swapped Tornadus out for Weezing literally last minute. I mean, like, I changed it and then we had the battle. So, it's a physically defensive Weezing with dual status, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, and then Defog and Strange Steam. So, it's got basically one job, and that's to kind of beat Regidrago. It's also nice to Toxic things. If he brought Vaporeon, it would have been nice, but he didn't bring Vaporeon. He also did not bring Mega Pidgeot. He didn't bring Infernape, which Weezing does pretty well against the physically defensive Infernape at least. So yeah, without further ado, let's go right into the battle right about now. So I lead with Mega Heracross. I felt like it was a pretty decent lead because I was expecting either Rotomo or Donphan. More likely Donphan to get up the rock, so I'm going to Mega Evolve turn 1 and just go for a substitute. I kind of wanted to scout what he'd do. If he had Play Rough, I would assume he'd be like more offensive, but he hard switched, so that's good to know. So he probably doesn't have Play Rough. So I go for Knockoff. The damage tells me this is a physically defensive Dusclops, and he goes for Seismic Toss to break the sub. So I didn't really know what he was going to go for there. I thought he might go for Pain Split, he might go for Will-O-Wisp, he just might go for another Seismic Toss, which is what he did. He took Rocky Helmet damage, which is nice, so now it's in knockoff range for Heracross as he switches out, and I go for Parting Shot. Get back in the Heracross as he goes for the Donphan. Well, no, he already had Donphan in. I go for the substitute because I know that, especially at -1, he's not going to be able to break a sub with Earthquake. So I can basically get up a free sub and then hit him really hard with the Bullet Seed. I probably should have just gone for Bullet Seed but he switched turn 1, so probably not. Subbing there was probably the safer play. So he goes for Rapid Spins, I go for another substitute. So I'm thinking, oh crap, he's going to outspeed me and then break my sub with Earthquake. First of all, I'm not too sure if he breaks his sub with Earthquake there. And he is physically defensive, judging by the Bullet Seed damage, so he probably didn't have much offensive investment. So, but secondly, he didn't even outspeed me. If he had no speed investment, he did not outspeed me by 8 points, which is 9 points technically, which is unfortunate for him. But anyway, I knock out the Donphan, and then I almost clicked substitute on this Dusclops just in case, but I'm like, there's really no point. So I'm just going to click knockoff as he goes for the Shadow Sneak. So I'm glad I didn't click sub there. So we have a 6-4 lead here. He goes into Rotomo, and I do keep Heracross around because I really want it for for Melmetal, not Regidrago, for Melmetal. He switches, he double switches into Melmetal because he wants to get in against Galarian Weezing. That's my play 100% to go into Galarian Weezing there. So good play on his part, reading that and going into Melmetal. I go for Will-O-Wisp, hoping that he doesn't try to set up on me, and he does set up on me. So I go for another one, and I miss as he goes for double iron bash and gets the roll on the second hit and knocks me out, which is so very unfortunate. So I'm like, well, this is terrible. I'm gonna go into Heracross and sack it basically because I need to get damage off on this thing. This damage tells me that he's like, I don't know, like not very bulky. So I'm gonna go into the Diggersby here, and I click U-turn, predicting the Rotom Mow. That does not happen. Thankfully, I think he's going for body press here, as he does. He just goes for the body press, and I'm immune to it with the Dragopolt. So yeah, now he goes into Drapion as I go for the Fire Blast. I was assuming that would kill. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was willing to take the risk. As I go into Incineroar here, I don't really know what this Drapion wants to do. I wasn't sure if it was Scarfed or not, and I just wanted to, I knew he was going for knockoff there pretty much, so I just wanted to go for the Incineroar. He knocks off my Rocky Helmet, but I do get some chip on him with the Rocky Helmet damage. So then I Parting Shot as he switches into the Melmetal. I go for the Fire Blast, and I knock him out, which is nice. Here I was expecting Scarfed Regidrago to come in, and then I just have to sack something basically, but he goes into the Rotom. Here I was fully expecting a Choice Scarf, but he didn't have the Choice Scarf. He has the Ring Target, which if you don't know, it's a move that allows you to hit, if for example, okay, I'll explain it after this. But basically I go for Dragon Dance, and I can just sweep at this point because I'm at +2, or I'm at +1 speed, so I can outspeed the Scarfed Regidrago. And yeah, now we're good. So Dragopolt gets 4 kills there, so still MVP. But yeah, anywho, Ring Target is an item that, for example, if Galarian Weezing is holding a Ring Target, I believe this is how it works. The Regidrago will be able to hit it with the Dragon type move, even though it's immune. So that's what the Ring Target will do. So I'm assuming he was hoping to trick the Ring Target onto the Galarian Weezing, so that then he could just go for free Dragon energies and just demolish my entire team. That was probably the plan, and we talked a little bit after the game. He said, he regretted not just going into Regidrago after sacking Melmetal, but he was scared of a Scarfed Pult, which is interesting because if I was Scarfed, I would have been locked into Fire Blast, and I would have had to switch anyway. So Rotom, switching to Rotom there doesn't really give him much, other than if I am Scarfed, he'll be able to trick and then I lose it. But yeah, anyway, that could have been really bad if he brought in Regidrago there. Then I would have had to probably sack Incineroar. I don't really know. I guess I sack Incineroar there. I go into Diggersby, and I could click Quick Attack, which is obvious, so he'll go into Melmetal. Yada yada yada. That could have been really bad, but we get the 4-0 win over Fatty. Good game, Fatty. Fatty Jones. He was playing like really late, so he's probably tired. So kind of feel bad about that, but it is what it is. We'll take the win. We are now 4-2. I talked about in the team builder how I really wanted to win here, and DD Dragopolt comes through yet again. I believe 18 kills and 2 deaths on the season, which is phenomenal. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next battle, or the next video, whatever it may be. Probably IGL or SPS. And yeah, I'll see you there.